Hey, everybody, go ahead and come in. Got some breaking news to discuss. I know a lot of you are probably doing other stuff with the weather, but yeah, we're going to talk about this. So make sure you're sharing, doing all the things. Let's get everybody in here. We're going to read the article via Bama 247 here in a minute. We're going to give it some time to get enough folks in here, but it looks like Alabama has parted ways with Coach Cap, according to Alex Scarborough. For those of you who don't know, article was just published by Bama 247 about 15-20 minutes ago. So yeah, it's looking that way. Alabama, we'll just go ahead and start reading while we're at it. Actually, let's go to the comments. You guys watching the weather? What's up, Roll Tide? Yeah, it sounds that way, man. Will and the Prodigal Son. Hey, you guys go listen to Will and the Prodigal Son. Fantastic group. Go check them out. Actually, I've asked Will to do some intro music for us. But yeah, the news, Will, no way, yes way. It looks like at least via Alex Scarborough, sources are telling him that Alabama and offensive line coach, Coach Cap, have officially parted ways. That seems to be the word. There's been a lot of rumors. We talked about some of the rumors on our Rumor Mill show, that Coach Cap was likely going to end up being going to a different position. There's no indication in the article that that's what's going to happen. It's a great question. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on who should be next. I think I know who some of you will say. So be sure to fill up the comment section. Who should be Alabama's next offensive line coach? Maybe. We'll see. We're going to get there. We're going to talk about it. But yeah, Alabama is not playing around with this run game. They're trying to get this thing fixed. Really, really excited about it. Will, go ahead and drop a link, man, to your stuff in the comment section so folks can find your music. It's good stuff. If you guys have ever heard, and Will, this may not be what you're going for, but this is my opinion. If you guys have ever heard that song, Dear Maria, it's kind of got that kind of feel to it. Some of it does. I really enjoy it. Will does great stuff. So go give him a play, listen to him. But yeah, let's just read the article. Everybody's popping in here really quick, guys. It's just me. Jeff is not popped in here, so I will do my best to get to your comments. We'll do obviously members and excuse me. So sorry, members and good Lord, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. I apologize. For those of you who are new here and don't know, I have chronic Lyme disease, and sometimes when I'm having flare-ups, sometimes it's just hard to keep my thoughts in order. But anyway, all right, that's why I say a lot. But anyway, all right, let's read this. This is via Alex Scarborough, Bama 247. Alabama's parted ways with offensive line coach Chris Kapelovich. Oh, there's Jeff. Jeffrey.
Oh, hang on. Gotta give my audio. You know, they never give you the same audio anytime you turn on. There we go.
Can't hear you, buddy.
There we go. Oh, we're on the basketball court. I like it.
Oh, it's probably me.
Yeah, well, I was getting ready for the show tomorrow night.
Guess what? I can hear you. So there we go. All right, hey. Jeff, I'm going to read this article via 247 Sports.
I'm listening.
Alex Scarborough. All right. It's not behind a paywall. So I just want to make sure we give credit where it's due. Alabama's parted ways with offensive line Coach Cap after 2 seasons, according to multiple sources. Now, this isn't part of the article, but this was a rumor. Jeff, we've talked about this on our Rumor Mill show. Cap joined Kalen DeBoer's inaugural staff in Tuscaloosa after spending the previous 4 seasons at Michigan State. If you follow me on X, I've been posting a lot of those stats from those offensive lines so you can see. And they're not really, they're not great. The Crimson Tide was expected to have among the best offensive lines in the country entering this past season. 3 players were picked for the preseason All-SEC teams: left tackle Caden Proctor, center Parker Brailsford, and right guard Jaden Roberts, who barely played. But the line fell well short of expectations as Alabama struggled to run the football, producing 104.1 yards per game, abysmal stuff, which was next to last in the SEC. What's more, it allowed the most pressures in the conference at 183, according to Pro Football Focus, and the 4th most sacks at 32. He goes on to say the line was marked by upheaval. Roberts, a starter the previous season, who was talked about as having NFL draft potential, wound up as mostly a reserve player. Still blows my mind to this day. Right tackle Wilcom Formby transitioned to right guard, and Gino Vandermark and Cam Dewberry essentially tag teamed the left guard spot. 8 different offensive linemen had 170 or more snaps on offense. And now the line is essentially starting over. We know that it's a rebuild. It's it's an upheaval in Tuscaloosa now. But Proctor and Brailsford declared for the draft. Formby is transferred. I think he's at where do you go? Texas A&M.
A&M.
Dewberry and Vandermark are out of eligibility, and only Michael Carroll is back after starting 6 games at right tackle. Alabama also lost several reserve offensive linemen to the portal. We all know that. A Luce or a Louse. Anugwam, Micah DeBose, and Rock Montgomery. But the Crimson Tide signed multiple replacements: Caden Strayhorn, Ty Haywood, Rayson Delgatti, Nick Brooks, Ethan Fields, and Javen James. You guys know all of these names. 5 linemen were part of the 2026 signing class: Jared Dowdy, Tyrell Miller, Chris Booker. We're almost done. Bear Fretwell and Bryson Cooley.
You're gonna lose Lance.
Look, look, if you guys don't know how that works, when you write an article and you want it to trend with Google, you have to fill it with certain keywords.
Yeah.
And that's all that was. It's filler to try to get
I remember you
register.
telling me that one time.
Yeah, to get it to index with Google. And that's what he is. But so Coach Cap is out, man. That's the word on the street, at least via Alex Scarborough. It's been mimicked and going around for a while, but it looks like it's official. And so we had to do an impromptu live. We weren't planning on it, but
we did a show and talked about how there was smoke somewhere coming from somewhere. And there it was.
2 people heard it. It's now fact. Irvin Raj. So what's your initial thoughts here, Jeff, on this? Obviously people are going to want to know who the offensive line coach is going to be moving forward.
Well, he's got a plan, obviously. He wouldn't fire the guy and then be like, okay, well, but I got to go find me a coach now. So obviously there's a ball rolling somewhere, I think somewhere, that this move was made, and I bet you see an announcement, I'd say probably tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Wow, that's a pretty quick turnaround.
Maybe day after. I mean, I don't think they're going to waste a lot of time, or maybe the things are in place now, and then he's like, okay, now I can relax. He's out. Maybe they're waiting on the Rams. I don't know. I can't believe Huff would leave Los Angeles to come to what college football has become.
Yeah.
But maybe him and DeBoer are so tight that he's always been like, hey, man, if you need me, call me, and I'm there. Maybe they have that kind of relationship.
Question of Rodney Orr. Yeah. Hey, man.
Hey, what did I tell y'all the other night?
Yeah, he called it, brother. He called it, didn't he?
He sure did.
Bow down to Rodney. I
got to give credit to Rodney on Longshore and McKnight, my buddy's show in the mornings. Rodney went on there and said, here we go.
Kudos.
So kudos to Longshore McKnight for having Rodney on there to do that.
All right. So everybody's saying Scott Huff. Obviously, that's the name that's kind of linked to Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb. That's who everybody wants. He's still in the NFL playoffs. You got championship weekend coming up. Assuming they were to lose, what is the possibility that Alabama could actually get him in Tuscaloosa, Jeff? Just your opinion. Just isn't insider information. Just your opinion.
It's just my gut. I'd say he's going to be the first call. I say it's a 50-50 shot just based on their history. But, Huff may have a good thing in L.A. I mean, they're contenders. It's nice living out in L.A., playing $1 billion stadium. He may like it out there. But then again, he's got to be the first call he makes just to be able to cross it off the list.
Sure.
If it's not going to be possible. But that would be my guess, is he's absolutely the first call. And then, there's other guys out there that DeBoer will go after, but I think Huff's going to be the first one. Yeah. Who knows? He may call Pittman anyway, even though Pittman said, "I'm retired, I'm enjoying it." He may say, "I got $1 million." Says that you change your mind.
Hey, you guys, comments are coming in quick. We're going to prioritize members and super chats tonight, just because this is an impromptu. But
Huff is at the Rams, Lance, not the Chargers. He's at the Rams, unless he
said Chargers. I think I said Chargers earlier by accident.
Oh no, he's Rams.
You want Grubb gone? Let's see what he can do without Huff. Grubb ain't going nowhere.
Look, the pieces are coming together, so let's give these guys some time. The fire DeBoer after year 3.
I'm a Scott. I feel like
ain't happening.
I feel like damn it. I forgot what I was going to say.
Keith says he can coach O-line and they can fire him after this year.
I feel like we got to tip our hat to Kalen DeBoer a little bit. A lot of people felt like he wasn't going to have the balls to make this fire, and here we go. It happened. I think it happened strategically, like you said, Jeff. Obviously, you can't fire the guy when you have to rebuild the offensive line with the portal. So, as soon as they're quote unquote done, I'm assuming they're done with their portal class, or I shouldn't call it a class, but their portal gets from offensive line at least. They're not done with the portal. They're done with the offensive line portal gets. You have to just assume like it was time. The call was made. And I think I agree with what you're saying, Jeff. There's probably a solid plan in place already.
I mean, I don't know if they have name on paper, like signed on paper yet, but I mean, I imagine there's been a conversation or 2 or 3 or whatever. And just give us time. We're going to get here. And then we're going to, we've already talked to Cap about this. We're going to part ways at this date, pay him through his contract. They're not going to cut him loose with nothing. So, I mean,
Well, good questions.
Thank you, Smoke.
Yeah, thank you for the super chat, the $2 super chat. Is he going to still help with recruiting? Not if he's on staff. And early indications just from that article from Alex Scarborough or that they've parted ways. They didn't move him to another position. That was one of the rumors. But, we don't know 100% sure, but it sounds like they fired him completely. So we'll have to see. If he's not on staff, he's definitely not going to be helping with recruiting. But you have to think Kalen DeBoer, one thing I'm not going to take away from the man, he's done a pretty daggum solid job in hiring staff that can recruit so far. That's one area where Alabama's certainly not lacking high school recruiting. So I'm not super worried about it, especially if they do, if they are somehow able to swing that Scott Huff or the guy, the coach from Iowa or something like that. So we'll see, man. We'll see who they go get, but be nice. Herb Raj. Bring back Kyle Flood.
Hey, Herb, every man got a price.
Yeah, I don't.
If the numbers are enough, I'll be happy to help you recruit.
So why was he out recruiting then? Because you still have to recruit. Recruiting doesn't stop, Judy. No matter what, he's still got to recruit.
Grubb is too. Yeah. Grubb's recruiting. We're just
Grubb's recruiting. The reason you're
focusing on the portal.
Yeah, the reason on social media you're seeing the images of Cap recruiting is because they draw likes and reactions from people because most of the fan base wanted him fired. So that's why you're seeing him opposed to Grubb or Kalen DeBoer or who, Coach Linguist is out there recruiting his ass off right now, but you're not seeing it because nobody wants him fired. And so it's just social media game.
Yeah, it is. They know what they're doing. They know what
I mean, I say I do it too sometimes. The reason I posted the stats from Coach Cap's career, all I did was post the stats. I didn't say they should fire him. I didn't say he was terrible. I didn't give an opinion at all. I just posted. I knew what I was doing. I knew it was going to draw a healthy reaction from people. And it did.
Ruben, is Glenn Schumann available to coach offensive line? Ruben's in the chat.
Where is he?
He's in here.
Give it to me, baby.
How about Glenn Schumann? I nominate him for offensive line.
Hey, I'd take him.
I certainly can't coach defense with a flip.
I would take him. So I guess Roll Tide, I feel like this is a big turning point, I think. And this is going to go a long way in building some more confidence in Kalen DeBoer. I will say, somebody said it in the chat a little while ago, Alabama's had some glaring issues this season that we all know, but they have attacked it. As soon as the season was over, they've attacked them. That's the word that was used in the chat, and I like it.
With force.
They attacked the special teams unit. Completely new. They attacked the offensive line. They're trying to attack the defensive line in the pass rush to get that situated. And now we see another domino fall in the removal of Coach Cap. Now I'll be very interested to see the hire here, what that looks like.
It's Stoutland, Jeremy, and he's not leaving the Eagles. I wish. He was the best offensive line coach we ever had.
No. Is that which
think Stoutland was the best offensive line coach we ever had?
No, I was going to say he's not leaving. That's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
saying, man, he tripping. No, he's not leaving the Eagles, but
Yeah, I don't think you're alone. I don't think you're alone. I think this is going to go a long way in how fans feel about him and how they perceive Kalen DeBoer.
what's up, Bake?
Because yeah, he understands completely. Like
Mhm.
to get this done the right way.
Hey, bold move. He had to make a bold move. He's never had to make a bold move before. He's never been in a position where, hey, the only way I can compete is to make a bold move. And this was a big one. He's purged the entire offensive line, the special. I mean, he's purged all the rosters, like just about purged of any previous holdovers, and he's now, like he said in the press conference, he's going to start. You got to take a look at everything around it. And
a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how. Let's see how it works
Cotton.
Out. Is DeBoer Sabanizing the stuff? Oh,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'd pump the brakes with that, Ronnie.
I get what maybe early Sabanizing, but
I get what you're saying. It's exciting.
The staffs weren't great towards the end,
but I would certainly be careful with the comparisons. Now, the thing is, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, but we're going to talk about it some more. Alabama lacked physicality along the offensive line, and Coach Cap was not the fix. But the problem existed before he got there, before Kalen DeBoer got there. It started under Nick Saban. But this tells me that Kalen DeBoer understands he has to adapt to that mentality and get that offensive line right. It can't just be finesse.
No.
Like Ryan Grubb's offense can absolutely finesse you, but there has to be some level of physicality to this or it's not going to work. It all the way across the board, when you look at national champions, they aren't finesse teams. It's the reason Oregon's never won a daggum national championship, right? They're not finesse teams. It has to be a team that can pound you in the trenches.
Agreed.
And I mean, pound you so much, you swell up.
Well, but the perfect plan would be to mix a little bit of both. You know, be able to be fit. You use some physicality when the situation presents, but also see a weakness somewhere that you can attack, you know, athletically and in space. So I'm just loving these. I'm loving what he's doing this offseason. He is shaking it up. He ain't running nothing back. So I think he's well aware of to compete at this level and to be consistent at this level. Tough decisions have to be made. And you can't have inferior coaches and inferior at key positions like offensive line and inferior talent. I mean, you've got to build the trenches there. So kudos to him. He saw a weakness and he's fixing it top to bottom.
My bad. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to come out the way it did. Blame it on the lime. Hashtag blame it on the lime. Blame it on the Lyme disease. Blame it on the Lyme. Anyway. Anyway. I don't want Signetti here. He's 66 years old, man. There's no future with him in Alabama. Like we'd wind up in the same boat in 5 years.
Glenn Schumann.
CBD.
Last time I saw Glenn Schumann, he was getting handed to him by Pete Golding.
Lance, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, guys, this is Waaaay Offsides. If you're new here, we go off on side tangents. That's what's coming
all the time.
So, Lance, you know this. I born and raised in Alabama. I moved to Florida a couple of years ago for work. And, you know, in Florida, they have certain medical licenses that you can get. Now, I spent the majority of my young manhood in the military. So I was never one to partake. It wasn't my scene. It wasn't what I did. So I'm very inexperienced with that particular thing. Not what you're talking about, but with the natural version of it. So a little over a year ago, I decide, you know, maybe it could help me with some of this Lyme disease stuff I have. And so I go and get a license. I go and get the license and I go to the Spence. We'll call it the Spence. I go to the Spence and I have no idea what I'm doing. And they weren't super helpful. The Spence. They weren't super helpful. They're like, hey man, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy all of it. So I go home and I have a pen and I have the natural stuff. I'm being very careful on what I say and how I say it. I expect you guys to do the same in the chat. and I'm using both at the same time, not knowing you're not supposed to do that. And have you guys ever seen Friday where Smokey is in Devo's chicken coop, like freaking out?
Did your mom have to come pick you up?
Yeah. Yeah, she did. Could nobody say me but my mom. But yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad. I did not re-up my license and have not tried it since. So there's a little TMI, you know.
That's like me with dip. I tried that once and woke up 2 days later and didn't know where I was in a chicken coop, butt naked.
I have a great dip story too. Can I tell it really quick and then we'll get back on track?
Oh boy, my bad, y'all. Go ahead.
No, yeah, thanks.
Sorry, chat. Lance is getting restless.
First deployment in Iraq. I'm on a small, what's called FOB in South Baghdad, called Farron-Huggins FOB Falcon. And we're technically off that day. When we're off that day, we would do small jobs around the FOB, like tower guard, or we would do security for Iraqi workers. That was considered our off day. So I had my off day. I was on tower guard. I was Tower 7. And I was with a guy who dipped, and he's like, "Hey man, do you want to try this?" It was Copenhagen. And I'm like, "Sure, I'll try it." And so I did it. And I'm one of those people that if I get dizzy, I get really nauseous. And within a few seconds, man, everything was spinning. Everything was spinning. So I lean over the tower and just let it fly. And there was a Ranger unit doing PT, physical training, running around the wall, interior of the wall where we were, and I puked all over them. So, there you go. But anyway, let's get back to your regularly scheduled programming. For those of you just joining us, the news via Alex Scarborough.
Breaking news.
Breaking news is that Alabama parted ways with offensive line coach Cap, Bama 247. Put the article up. Multiple sources have confirmed that. We're kind of discussing what that means for Alabama's current staff. In a sense, is I feel like it's a very loud statement in the fact that this staff is trying to earn the trust of the fan base. They're trying to get better. They're trying to make the right chess moves in the offseason. Somebody, again, used the word attack. I love that they are attacking the areas of concern. Obviously, in terms of the portal, I would have loved to see them be a little more aggressive with some of the bigger names. Maybe they do that next cycle. But overall, this is something I think most people kind of felt like needed to happen. And it's not a knock against Coach Cap. I'm sure he's a great dude. He's just not the offensive line coach Alabama needs right now. He's just not.
Or anyone, if they want to block.
If what?
If they want their line to block.
Look, man. I'm not gonna, I hope the guy gets another job. I'm not going to sit here and just crap all over him, Jeff.
It depends on who the team is. I hope Auburn hires him.
Maybe LSU
Tennessee just hired Indiana's strength and conditioning coach. You know, the Indiana team that just waxed everybody. Tennessee went out and plucked him.
Really?
So
I didn't see that.
We're still trying to get guys to run 23 miles an hour. But
come on,
I did, Herb.
Come on.
Yes, but Tennessee just hired that. I don't know what his name is, but they hired him.
That's cool. That's good, man.
Not for us. Let's see.
A strength and conditioning coach isn't going to get out of you what the head coach is going to get out of you. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Chat, am I wrong on that? Do we think we'll get Scott Huff? I don't know, man. I just think he's got a really cushy situation. You're asking him to leave and leave the league, come to Alabama. But to Jeff's point, I think that absolutely has to be their first phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Will it happen? I don't know, man.
Your guess is good as mine, but I
hope so.
That better have been the first call.
Yeah, I hope so. But I would imagine they already have a short list worked out and who they want to go after, who they want to interview, who they want to get in this thing. So Grant Newsome is a name to watch. Thank you, Seth King.
I agree. Let me tease whatever.
Bring me Scott Cochran. All right. Thank you.
We miss him in many ways. Oh, smoke.
Thank you for the super chat, the $5 super chat. He says, Coach Saban's coaching tree has dominated the playoffs. They are all tough and play hard. Could this be an attribute that we are missing on staff? 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I've been barking up this tree for a couple of weeks now. And I think this was a statement to your point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Alabama's dealt with some prima donnas and things like that. I don't want to say that they're trimming the fat and telling players to leave, but I do think that they're not.
Ooh, Benz, that's a good suggestion.
Hold on, we'll look at it in a second. I do think that they're not necessarily chomping at the bit to keep certain dudes that just aren't producing, and they're not producing because they're not physical dogs, and that's what Alabama lacks, and that's what you have to win. That is still the pedigree to win a national championship. That is still what you need. Look at Miami, and dude, I go back, I watched that Indiana-Miami national championship, and both of those teams in the trenches looked light years beyond what Alabama did in 2025. And Alabama still made the playoff and won a playoff game.
They did.
So,
they did.
I'll stick to my guns here. If they can adapt to the physical play that you need in the trenches, get the right bodies, get the right coach in there, and just run the daggum football, Alabama's going to be in contention every year. They could have easily won a national championship this past year if they could have just run the football.
Think about that. As hard as we've been banging on this team, if they could run the ball, just everything the same, but just being able to run the ball. I mean, and this team's been drugged through the mud by me included. And we were a running game away from being real contenders. Still won a playoff game.
And I agree with that. And I'll defend that. It would have taken a lot of the pressure off of Ty Simpson. It would have opened the gates to a lot of other things that Ryan Grubb I don't think could do. I do think that there is the potential that Ryan Grubb's name is sour in our mouths because, and it's not necessarily his fault. We're going to find out. We're going to find out in 2026, but I do think that there's the potential that a lot of what we saw in the lack of run game, leaving the run game, trying to get creative and find ways to have extensions of the run game via his offense. It was really throwing gum at the wall and seeing if it'll stick, because what else are you going to do? Alabama couldn't run the game. Or run the ball. They weren't balanced. It was a mess.
And it doesn't help that Seattle suddenly is like one of the top rushing attacks in the NFL the year after they get rid of him.
Yeah, they're top 10. They were bottom 5.
That's not helping Grubb's case that they get rid of him and now they're a game away from the Super Bowl with a top 10 running attack in the NFL. It's not like coincidence that suddenly Seattle runs the ball and now they're one game away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
last year they didn't run at all and finished 8-9 or something.
Yeah, but they also had a Joe Moore winning offensive line at Washington and a 1,000-yard rusher. So, what
it can be done?
Which Ryan Grubb do we actually have? You know what I mean? Like,
but we did not have a running back anywhere near the caliber of that guy at Washington, that 23, whatever his name is.
Maybe not. I think we do this year. They're going to be young. But,
yes.
AK Deer and EJ Crowell.
The running back room is light years more talented. Now, I don't know if they're better yet because they're so young, but they're light years more talented. And the bar was set very low last year. Embarrassingly low.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks. Alabama has gotten rid of Coach Cap. A lot of you have been waiting on it. We've speculated. A lot of people have, the rumors have been flying around. We talked about the rumors. We try to make sure that when you guys hear the rumors that we acknowledge they're just rumors. But this one turned out to be true. Now, the rumor was that he was actually going to be demoted and somebody else was going to be hired on. He was going to be moved to a different position. We'll see if that remains true. But via the Alex Scarborough article, I see nothing that insinuates that. He makes it sound pretty cut and dry in a few words that he has parted ways with Alabama's coaching staff.
Well, and it was his performance the last 2 years was a fireable performance. I didn't say, fire him now, but that's, like I said last night, those are fireable offenses. How poor the offensive line performed especially this past year. It couldn't get much worse, and you can't run it back when you're that bad.
Yeah,
just so glaringly bad, and you can't run it back. You have to. He had to do this.
Certainly. Hey, real quick, over 1,000 of you in here watching tonight. If you're new here, go ahead and do yourself a favor. Man. subscribe. Thank you all for joining in on this late on a Friday night. I'm sure you got other stuff you could be doing, but thanks for hanging out with us. For those of you who are new, Waaaay Offsides, we do everything everybody else does. We just do it a little bit different. We try to have a little bit of fun. We go on side tangents and just try to remain grounded. We're just dudes. You can't see it, but below the camera, Jeff and I are both in our underwear. Just
I'm in my Star Wars PJs.
Yeah. Mine are SpongeBob. Oh, you're kidding. I was, or you're not kidding.
These are Star Wars PJs.
I was just joking, man.
You can't see because I'm blurred, but no, you can't see back there, but I've been racing in NASCAR online racing. So I got comfortable.
Nice, man. Nice.
And then I got your text.
I had a good night. Went and had some sushi, hung out with some folks from work, and just had a really good evening. And then I get home, and as soon as I sit on the couch, man, the news breaks, and I'm like, I sent Jeff a text. I'm like, Jeff, he's gone. We got to go live. And I didn't know if you were going to pop in or not, but you popped in. So thank you,
I was
Jeff.
racing. I had those headphones on. I took them off and checked my phone and saw your text. And I was like, you could see the headphones back there where I threw them off my head and ran over here and like turned on the computer. I'm like turning on lights, shutting doors.
Hey, Jeremy, they're every Thursday at 8 p.m. We'll do little
Central.
pop-ins. Yeah, Central Time. We'll do little pop-ins during the week. We post long-form videos.
Hey, turn your alerts on. Turn your YouTube
sports.
alerts on.
So
if you sub,
yeah.
and you'll get alerts when we go live.
Yeah, you can also find us on Spotify, Facebook. We're super active over on Twitter, or what is now called X. So you can find us there. If you look right there on the graphic, new shows every Thursday. So happy to have you along, man. Happy to have you along.
Welcome.
So
we got a live tomorrow night after the basketball game too. So if you,
we will be live for Full Court Crimson after the Bama game.
Thank you, Jeremy.
That's going to be very, very interesting. If Alabama goes and loses with with Charles Bediako, who, by the way, I got fooled. I got man. The post about him being injured isn't real. It's not.
Well, what did I say in the text? So I said, I wonder if he's playing shadow games.
Maybe.
Like, in case the ruling goes against us or something. I don't know.
Let's see what J-Bake says real quick, Jeff. Some say Huff is already a done deal. One said he isn't sure. Huff is a done deal to watch for Miami's O-line coach. We'll see soon, it sounds like. That's what Jeff was saying. Jeff was saying within 24, 48 hours. Does that sound good to you, J-Bake?
That was my guess. By Sunday afternoon, we'll be on another live stream when they announce who the new hire is. Oh my gosh, don't play with my emotions, Jeremy.
I know.
I've been crying for this since he walked out the door. Man, that was a big loss when we lost him.
So how are we feeling, chat? I want to hear your thoughts on this. Like I said, with this, it kind of shows that Kalen DeBoer has some cojones on him. A lot of people felt like he wasn't going to be capable of firing staff and things like that. How do you feel? Does this change your perspective of Kalen DeBoer at all? I want to see what you have to say. Michael Hill, a lot of people are saying Sam Pittman. I'm operating under what I heard last, and that was that he said, I'm retired and I'm not coming back. So we'll see if that's true or not. But, but chat, how do you feel about it? Yeah, he's got a number. But chat, how do you feel? Like, does this change your perspective on Alabama's offensive line, on Kalen DeBoer? I want to hear what you have to say in the chat. So we'll wait. Somebody cue the Jeopardy music.
The hire will tell me more than the firing.
Ooh.
That's good.
I like that. I like that. Okay. I'm going to use that later. I'm still in that. Thank you. I'll give you credit. A-limits.
I'm hoping it's Huff because the plan all along was DeBoer, Grubb, and Huff were all coming together, and then the last minute they stayed out in Seattle and kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything.
Sure.
So I'm hoping that by now that Huff will come back and the band can be back together, which was the original plan 2 years ago before they got the opportunity to stay out there and coach in the NFL, which you can't blame them. They lived out there for how long, and then they get a chance to stay out there and coach in the pros. So, you can't blame him. And of course, Huff just stayed on the West Coast. Now he's down in LA. So it'll be tough, I think, to pull him over to the East Coast, but you never know how deep these bonds go and how these coaches that have coached together a long time.
Yeah. Jeremy, question, should we hire someone to be the director of Alabama football operations and just have Byrne be the AD for the rest of the sports? Well, we do have a director of football operations. I thought is trying to remember the name. Is it Ponder or something like that? I don't know.
Ellis
No,
Ponder.
I think
Is it
so.
Ellis?
Is that correct? I don't know. Somebody in chat knows, I'm sure. So, but I'll say this, dude, a lot of people there's some growing concern over Greg Byrne right now. I think that's because of moving and agreeing to the 9-game conference schedule. I think in terms of hiring head coaches at Alabama, he's done a fantastic job.
Man, we got duped into that 9-game deal because Sankey sold him a bill of goods, thinking we were going to get the 16-team playoff, and then
got
and the rug yanked out from under him, and now we're screwed.
Burns not the only dude that agreed to that crap. So
they all got hoodwinked.
Yeah, but I think he's done a fine job so far. Absolutely, you got to look at the Nate Oates hire and what that's meant for Alabama basketball. And I know some of you don't like it. Yeah, Willie Cam, that's what I thought. I know some of you don't like it, but the style of play, but. I mean, he got him to a Final Four, dude.
He was an iconic hire for Alabama basketball. When all the dust settles, that'll go down as one of the top hires in Alabama sports. The whole athletic department in the history of it is him.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and I agree with you. But
what he's done is amazing for this basketball program.
But I really do. I like the comment that the replacement hire for Cap will say a lot more than actually firing him. I think firing says a good bit, though. I think it's still pretty loud, in terms of a lot of people felt like it just wasn't going to happen. And again, that word, Alabama they're attacking. They're attacking their problem areas this offseason. You can't take that away from them. And it gives me a little bit of hope and builds a little bit more faith in the coaching staff. I still am of the camp that I got to see it. I'm not going to get super hyped this offseason like last offseason. I'm not buying into the people who go to, fall camp and practices and the media viewing periods. I'm not buying into all that crap this year. I got to see it. Luckily, Alabama's schedule sets up to where, you're going to open it at Bryant-Denny against Eastern Carolina. So it sets up nicer than it did last year.
This is clearly the plan. I mean, but we've said for a while now, when the pictures with Cap were showing up recruiting, we were like, he's not going to get rid of anyone. But then we started thinking about it, and it was like, this is a plan. He's going to get through the portal window. It's going to close. They're going to get the roster set, and then he's going to make the move.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. So kudos to Kalen, man. He realized this level, man, you can't sit on your laurels. You can't run. You got to attack things that need to be improved. And if it makes having some tough conversations with some friends, so be it. That's why you never hire your buddies, because then you can't fire your buddies.
Yeah. Willie, there's still people that think they can. And that's the thing is, Alabama's in a weird, Alabama's in a weird position where they can't necessarily go get anybody they want right now. It's a tough job. Anywhere on that coaching staff's a tough job, to be honest with you, because of the expectations, not just from the fan, but the alumni, boosters, the staff, the school. It's a lot. So I want to hear more about this. Why don't you think that, why don't you go into Huff is the best idea, honestly? Elaborate a little bit if you can.
He's thinking West Coast, he's not thinking tough physical, I bet. I bet that's what he's thinking is. Maybe.
Got to be.
Is that out there they weren't physical and, road graders. They were doing it all with, with this spread them out West Coast type stuff.
Lance, I didn't want to hit on this because I was going to save it for another video, but I would have to imagine that a lot of these kids that just signed with Alabama are kind of like, what? But I mean, the writing was on the wall. It had to happen. So hopefully there's no negative fallout from it. But I think at this point they're signed. If they're signed, then that's that, right? Great point, Michael Hill. I agree with you. Definitely agree with you. I think that's why the idea of Huff, even if it's unrealistic, is such an attractive idea, because he does have that experience in the scheme that you're talking about. I agree with you 100%.
He's got a trophy on his shelf.
We know. We've been saying it. We've been telling him They don't want to hear it. We've been
I mean,
saying
Huff's got hardware to show that, hey, man, what I do works. Cap did not. Cap showed up with a resume of 30 sack seasons every year, just about.
Yeah.
But again, it was a last minute hire, but the fact that he lasted 2 years was a little concerning, but that's all right.
Yeah. Jeremy, I keep seeing this idea of a running game coordinator popping up, and I really like it. I really
Dubose
like
tried that, and it burned.
Who did?
Dubose.
Oh, well, we might need it.
Yeah, and you know who the passing game coordinator was in that poop show?
Shut up, Lance. Go ahead.
Bruce Arians, Super Bowl winning head coach Bruce Arians.
Oh, really?
Was the passing game coordinator in that crap show that Dubose had going with. He was passing game, and I can't remember who the running game coordinator was.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Remember the Ed System game? Yeah, that was Bruce Arians.
Oh, man. No more for Bama. You got to be kidding. So it's safe to say the offensive line recruiting is done. I wonder if we discussed which kids we wanted with the next O-line coach. Yeah. I mean, in terms of the portal, yeah, I think I said that earlier. Yeah, I think they're pretty much set on the offensive line. I don't think Alabama's done in the portal. I do think that there are some things that they're going to probably go after still. I think they need another linebacker. I would say they needed another wide receiver, but they just signed 2 on in their 2026 class late. I don't know if they're going to go after another running back. Would like to see maybe another pass rusher. But ultimately, I think linebacker is probably what they need more than anything. So
they do need another linebacker. We do need another linebacker, wherever it comes from, or we need one.
Square business. That's what we're trying to figure out. Jeff's theory is that there's probably already a working short list. There's probably already a plan in place. This has been something that's been going on for a while. So
thank you, Gavin.
We'll see. Gavin, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Who are y'all's top 3 O-line coach prospects? Do you want me to be realistic? I mean, it's really the guys we've been talking about. For me, the 3 I like are obviously Huff. I do like the idea of Sam Pittman, but I don't think it's realistic. But I also like Matt Luke, a name that's not getting tossed around a lot. So, Jeff, got any thoughts on that?
Well, Huff's obviously one, but I don't really, outside of him and Pittman, that's about the only 2 I know by name. I just know that Iowa tends to always have a good running game. Missouri had a good running game this year, even though we stopped Ahmad Hardy. He didn't have a great game against us, but Missouri's had a good offensive line. So, anything is going to be an upgrade, I think. I really don't think if they hire somebody I've never heard of, I can't go, oh, man, that's a bummer. Because, I just don't know. But it can't be much worse than what we just saw.
Careful with that. I said that last year. I said that last year, Jeff. Be careful.
Yeah. I mean, about averaging less than 2 yards a carry, there's no way it could get that bad again. No way.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood, man.
Knock on wood. Yes.
Knock on wood right now.
Pendry's what, 90 years old now?
Scott's Haddock says George Barnett.
Who's George Barnett?
He's the Iowa offensive line coach.
So I said Iowa. Iowa usually has a pretty good. Yes, square. Huff is the tight ends coach at the Rams.
He is. I think is he? Let me look. I don't remember where he is.
I'm not sure.
Maybe he's out just unemployed, just chilling and.
Oh, Orgeron, but he's more defensive line, isn't he? He needs Eddie O needs to be on the staff. I kind of thought Lane would have hired him already by now, but
yes, Luke is the O-line.
I'd take Eddie O on our staff 10 times out of 10.
Yes, Matt Lucas is the offensive line coach at Clemson. That's correct. But hey, man, we could poach a guy from Clemson, right? Can Bama go pull a guy from Clemson? You can Willie email us. I'm gonna put the email in the chat, man. We'll
say do that
way. I probably won't check it till tomorrow. But yeah, email us and I'll check it.
Hey, David, he said he'd never go to Bama, but like I said before, every man's got a price.
I sure do.
Tuberville also said he was going to leave Oxford in a pine box, and he took the Auburn job like 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
So every man's got a price.
I do remember a Nick Saban saying, I'm not going to be the head coach at Alabama. I do remember that. That happened, right?
Yeah. So they'd say a lot of things. and then somebody starts waving that check, and then suddenly you don't think the same anymore.
Yeah.
Not that Eddie O needs money. Of course, he might be almost out of that buyout. That was what, 3 years ago?
Look, he
4
might
years
be.
ago?
If Bama's willing to pay for nose candy, he might.
Wow.
Bro, have you watched the interview with that he did with Bussin' with the Boys?
Coach O?
Yes. Everybody wants to talk about Michael Irvin. Go watch Coach O in that interview, man. That dude.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Anyway.
Yeah, that's all right. He can recruit like a son of a gun.
Yeah, they did, Keith. And Dabo is pissed off about it. Really bad. Dude.
Oh, about that with that linebacker? What's his name?
Golden texted him at 8 o'clock in the morning while the kid's in class going,
that was awesome.
We know you're signed. What's the buyout? That's wild, dude.
That's awesome.
That's wild. 2026, the year that Bama returns? Question mark. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how this hire goes. But yeah, man, it is done. Alabama. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut that off. Alabama has officially let go of Coach Cap via Alex Scarborough over at Bama 247, and the Bama Nation rejoices. Coach Cap, we love you.
Thank you for 2 years, but it was time to go.
Yeah,
you know it, and we all know it. You knew you were a dead man walking, so I mean, this couldn't have been a surprise to the Cap family. God bless him,
dude. What if he does get snowed in?
Hey, he's probably got a nice crib up in T-Town. I think he'll be fine.
He's just stuck, man.
Y'all remember Brian Kelly got fired and went to eat lunch at the restaurant in Baton Rouge the next day? Sitting there,
he still hasn't
daylight.
He still hasn't fully moved out, man. I saw a picture like 3 days ago of moving trucks outside of his house.
Kiffin's like out there going, dude, get out, man. I got to get the parsonage.
Maybe Jean or Jean, I'm assuming I said it like French. Jean Bichelet. Offensive defense coordinators need to go. Period. Roll Tide. Man, maybe Alabama, dude. I did a video on Alabama's defense. They weren't spectacular at stopping the run, but they finished with a top 10 total, almost a top, I think 11, 12.
Everybody just remembers Georgia and Indiana, and so it's easy to jump to fire Womack. Did you see us against Indiana? We got killed. I mean,
well, yeah, that's. But your defense, it doesn't matter how good your defense is. They're on the field 75% of the game. They're going to get torched,
and they tapped out.
Yeah, they quit, man.
They tapped out in that game. They all said, "Hey, man, this is nuts."
Alabama's defense in 2025 was good enough to win a national title, 100%, without a doubt. They weren't perfect, but they were good enough to win a national championship. I mean, that fell on the offense. It fell on the lack of a running game, and Alabama is attacking that problem this offseason. They're showing us that they're taking the concerns serious. I know that you guys want the big names out of the portal. Alabama's not going to spend the money on a lot of those guys because guess what? You go spend $3 million on a Jordan Seaton. He's just gone next season anyway. So go get somebody for twice that. Yeah, go hopefully get somebody who's going to lock the hell in with you. And I like what they've done in the class, man. I like what they did in the portal. I like how it supplements what they've recruited out of high school. I think they did a great eval job with not Micah DeBose. Oh, deuces. A great eval job with Michael Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
So if the other offensive linemen that they brought in live up to the standard and they get a head coach that can actually guide them, lead them, and create them into being a physical unit, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied with that. What more do you want? Alabama's not going to win every single national championship anymore. It's just not going to happen. That's not
unacceptable. Fire him.
Fire him. It's not what college football is anymore.
He didn't walk in the door and do something better than Saban. Fire him. That's Bama Nation. Fire him. Fire him.
This is not college football anymore. It's different.
He has a $60 million buyout. Fire him. Somebody's going to pay it. Not me. Somebody's going to pay it. Fire him. Fire him. Fire them all. Then we have to hire them all new ones, pay them, and pay the roster.
But again, man, there's some promise and there's some reason, shimmers of hope in the fact that the staff, Kalen DeBoer, put on his big boy panties this morning and is attacking the actual problems. We will see if it works.
Those big boy panties? I don't know. I want to see those.
They have dinosaurs on them. Oh, that's Fernando Mendoza. My
oh,
I'm not surprised, Willie. Let him be at LSU, man. There's no guarantee that's going to work, dude.
A little bit late on the gong there.
Damn gong show over here. So.
Oh wow. So yeah, I'm J-Bait got a little something.
We'll see.
What's his name? We just posted it up there.
Barnett.
Mm-hmm. Gary Barnett.
Something like that.
So when will be the time to fire DeBoer? There isn't a time. You got
$60
million.
Why do you want to fire Kalen DeBoer?
Firm, you got $60 million?
Yeah, we can't afford to fire.
And then you got another $100 million for the new coach?
Yeah.
Didn't think so.
Yeah.
And then we got to get rid of the staff and hire new staff too. So
yeah.
you got any funds for that?
Yeah, and then pay to replace all the players that leave.
And then we're going to lose the entire recruiting class and half the team. So we got to buy new ones.
It's not feasible
for that.
It's just not a feasible decision. And then there's something to be said that if you're going to call to fire somebody, probably spell their name right.
They ain't firing him.
No.
Now, if he goes 3-10, they probably will fire him.
Yeah, no,
he ain't going 3-10.
Yeah, if he craps the bed in 2026, you're probably right. They're probably
really craps the bed. 11-3 and losing in the playoffs isn't crapping the bed.
He said it's worth it.
Well, cut the check.
I commend you for your steadfastness, sir or madam.
Worth it to who? Who's money?
I don't know, brother.
Yeah, 2-year good seasons. I mean,
Eric wants Grubb gone. Y'all just want to fire damn people.
Y'all think somebody would have done better these last 2 years replacing Nick Saban? Y'all think somebody out there would have done better?
A bunch of y'all just got itchy ass trigger fingers.
You ain't kidding, boy.
Get everybody out of here.
They wake up on the hot seat.
I'm just messing. You guys, you're entitled to your opinions. It's fine. Eric, we're just joking around with you, buddy.
Yeah, we love you, Eric. You should keep every coach except Grubb.
We're going to see, man. Grubb's going to get his shot. He's going to get his shot.
What'd we miss, Rammer? Hang on. Back up. What'd we miss?
Oh, shit. I'm hurt.
You can tell who are the Saban babies. Is that the one you're talking about? They come in quick, Rammer. We're trying to keep up.
Yeah, it's a little tough. That's why we're trying to focus on
Cotton for OC. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, Brian Kelly Hung Freed got 4 years. They just had no choice but to can him. So,
you don't want me as OC, man. No.
But
you better go get Clint Lamb or somebody. Not me, brother. Hell no. It'll be bad. I will run a stretch play every now and again. I can promise you that.
Yeah, we'd have a fullback. Split V's.
Hey, it's 3rd and 9. Run jam up the A gap. They'll never see it coming.
They'll never see it coming. You'll never see me coming.
We're happy we did square. That's the thing, man.
Jan Miller stopped for a 2-yard loss.
We just try to have a good time and be fun. So
that's what we do here.
We love you too, Alex. Love you too. Hire Jimbo as O-line coach. Nick Saban's gone. He might do it. He's got to be running out of that buyout money too, right? So what's the timeline for the Lane train derailment on the LSU money train? We're going to see, man. He's
not going to derail, I don't think.
I don't think that building a team primarily out of the portal works for long term. See FSU. But if there's anybody who's shown that they can do it, it's Lane Kiffin. He did it at Ole Miss. No, they didn't win a title, but they got daggum close. With the resources he has at LSU, I mean, he could potentially win 1 or 2. The thing is, they have to galvanize those kids and get them to play as one team. That's the challenge. We'll see if Kiffin can do that. So when you're playing, I mean, we've seen this fail, Texas A&M. So the jury's still out on whether it's the way to go. But
Van Well, welcome to the show. We got a new to the show.
Fantastic.
Welcome to the show, Van Well. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you hopping in. Yes, Jimbo.
Gavin, that's my point. And for those of you who have been around the show for a long time, you know that my philosophy is that if you're looking at building long-term success in the sense that you're going to be competitive for a natty every year, you can't just focus on the portal. Now, I will say I have seen Lane Kiffin on the trail today, which is not something he doesn't do, but at Ole Miss, high school recruiting was definitely secondary to the portal. So,
yeah, and he's got a hotbed of high school talent in Louisiana, and they're the only game in town. So
He does, but we did just poach their like director of player personnel or whatever. Sherman Wilson, I think, and now he is in Tuscaloosa, the Baton Rouge native. So they're not too happy about that.
Like I said, every man has a price, and there you go. Baton Rouge native, coaching at LSU, making good money. Boom, hired him in Tuscaloosa.
Absolutely.
So
all right, guys. I'm going to let you go enjoy your Friday night. The big news of the night, obviously, Coach Cap is out. We will see.
Thank y'all. It's 1,000 of you in here tonight.
Yeah, over 1,000. Awesome. We'll see who the next head coach, or not head coach. Oh my goodness. Sorry. We'll see who the next offensive line coach at Alabama is. We'll be talking about this all weekend, obviously. So make sure you're locked in with us. Subscribe. You can follow us on social media at Waaaay Offsides. That's Way with 4 A's. 3's not enough. 5's too many. 4, just like in the word Alabama. If you don't know what I'm talking about.
Waaaay, this is all caps. Waaaay. Waaaay.
Thank you, Skip. Appreciate you. Checks.
We love Skip.
Yep. As always, guys, roll tide, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash those hands. Horns down, baby. Beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too.
See y'all tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night after the Bama Tennessee game. Betty Yako, baby. Betty Yako. Roll tide, y'all.
Roll it.